in Ireland, it's impossible to get an abortion. I realise the law is actually very similar to Germany, but the difference is in Germany it's illegal, but you can get an abortion. In Ireland it's illegal and you can't get an abortion. But most women travel to England for abortion, just as women from Germany used to travel to the Netherlands. And I think some still do. I think in some areas of Germany women still have to travel, maybe hundreds of miles, to access an abortion. In the south of Ireland, there's a clause in the Constitution, it's called the Eighth Amendment, which was put into the Constitution in 1983, says that a woman's life is equal only to that of a fertilised egg. The doctors in Ireland don't carry out abortions because they're frightened, because the law is so extreme. And so that's why we've had women dying in Ireland, because doctors are afraid to give them an abortion, even to save their lives. In the north of Ireland, where I live, which is still part of the United Kingdom, there the law is almost the same as the south, but women's lives are saved. Officially, women have a right to abortion if their health is in danger, but actually that doesn't happen. It's only if your life is in danger that you can get an abortion in the north. So it really then becomes, a bit like here I think, one law for the rich and one for the poor. Because if you have a credit card, if you have money, you go to England, quite nice, you can have a weekend, maybe do some shopping while you're there, get an abortion very easy, go back to Ireland, no problem. But if you don't have the money, then you have a choice: either have an illegal abortion using these pills you can get on the internet for maybe €75, or try to get €500 or €600 together to travel to England. That's impossible for a lot of women, so they have no choice but to have an illegal abortion or to continue the pregnancy, which they can't afford in the first place. In the south of Ireland, the influence of the Catholic Church especially, and in the north of Ireland, the Protestant fundamentalist churches. These are the main reasons that politicians are afraid to change the law. That's changing. It is starting to change. So really all of the opinion polls show that most people, like 2/3 of people, think that abortion should be legal. The campaign to repeal the Eighth Amendment is to take from the Irish Constitution this amendment that says that a woman's life is equal only to that of the fetus. And because of that piece in the Constitution, it means that no law can be brought into the Irish Parliament to legalise abortion. So first we have to have a referendum to get rid of that. So in the south of Ireland, most of the trade unions support the repeal of the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution. So that's almost all the unions support that. In the north, the trade unions are also very supportive, and a lot of them support either the extension of the English Abortion Act to Northern Ireland, or support the campaign to bring some legal abortion. So we have quite good partners with the trade unions, but apart from that, trade unions and women's groups are really our main partners. We get really brilliant support from outside of Ireland. So there's the Berlin Irish Solidarity campaign, which do great work in putting on protests. When we're having protests in Ireland, they'll put on one here at the same time outside the Irish Embassy. And also in England, there's a group of women called IMELDA. It stands for Ireland Makes England the Legal Destination for Abortion, and that spells the word IMELDA. And they do some really good kind of very different solidarity stunts, really. So for example, they take some knickers and they write on them, and then they give them to politicians. So they write, a woman's right to choose, repeal the Eighth, and they give them as presents to male politicians. We've had solidarity demonstrations by groups of pro-choice people in America, in Australia, really like in so many different places. And it's been really important to us recently because in the north of Ireland, they've started to prosecute women for using the abortion pill to cause their own abortion. And at the moment in Belfast, there's a mother is being tried for getting these abortion pills for her teenage daughter, for her 15-year-old daughter. And most people feel this mother was acting in the best interests of her child in doing this. And the young woman asked her mother for help. This is what you expect a daughter to do. And what does a mother expect to do except to help her daughter? And it's really, people are very, very angry about these prosecutions. In 2013, 100 women in the north of Ireland signed an open letter to say that we had either taken these abortion pills or helped another woman to get them. And in this we were copying the women in Germany who did the letter for the Stern in the 1970s. And then when the mother of the teenage daughter was arrested and prosecuted last year, we had another open letter, and this time over 200, so twice the number of people, signed it. That was very important because it's breaking the silence, and more now women are coming forward and saying, yeah, I've had an abortion. And a lot of women coming and saying, I've had an abortion in England, which is perfectly legal, but also, really importantly, women coming and saying, I've had an abortion here, and I did it myself, and yeah, go on, jail me, prosecute me. So these are successes, we think, because they are actually they're pushing, they're pushing society to sort of say, well, you can't just ignore us anymore. With the solidarity that we've got from around the world, from here in Berlin, from America, from England, from Australia, from France, from Spain, from Poland, it's so important because this kind of international solidarity makes us realise, well, we're not alone, and that we're part of a really much broader movement that's fighting to bring bodily autonomy and sexual autonomy for everybody. So I think it's really important, the international solidarity, it really is.